Well, good morning, good afternoon, and or good evening. This is your host, Tina Boyle Whyte, and I'm excited to come to you on the fifth day of Christmas. Yes, we are on the fifth day. So we started with love. We started talking about the love of God, how He sent His Son Jesus. We talked about giving, how God gave His Son Jesus Christ for us. We talked about joy and peace. And today I want to talk to you about self control. And this is a really special one, self control. In this season, when we started off this message, prior to this message start off, we were talking about anxiety, and we looked at an article really walking us through how not to be anxious in this season. And so what I want to remind you on today is to remember those things about anxiety and anxiousness. And it is really real. I had the opportunity to go to the mall just the other day, and it was just so many people and so much going on, and you know, family time and picture time, and shopping and expectations. I just want to encourage you in the spirit of this season to employ self control. Well, when I say self control, I'm talking about self control in your emotions, self control in your and we talk about spirit, soul, and body. And so, what are all the ways? So, emotions, really to attaching that with anxiety and all the things that goes along with anxiety, disappointment. Just kind of having that self control, physical self control. I'm talking about, how much we take in, how much alcohol we take in the season, how much food we take in. Food, sugar, just overeating, just over extenuating ourselves. And then financially, extenuating yourself. So much so that you are just figuring these things out all the way through next year, and you're recovering, and it's just not until Christmas again that we are recovering. So I really want to remind you that just kind of have a plan of how you're going to control. Think about it. Think about what do you need to do to just kind of regroup yourself emotionally. Sometimes we think about people who are introverted. Those might be people who need to have some time where they go away and gather themselves. Having that time where you just recoup yourself. Or you have the people who are just outgoing, who need to be out with people, but who may have lost someone. Find your avenue. I always talk about, we talked about doing Thanksgiving. Find a way to serve and a way to give. Then that will prevent you from having that sense of loneliness, overwhelming. If you need to just really just be out and pouring your heart out, find a way to connect. Eating and consuming. Just be mindful of what you do. Your body, you will have your body. We talk about. The Bible talks about. Present your body a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable, which is your reasonable service. Well, I'm not coming from a judgmental way saying don't drink or don't eat or what have you. But when we talk about self-control, we talk about overindulgence. And so don't overindulge yourself where you are recovering yourself physically. You consume too much. And I'd say sugar because my goal for this year, I've been busting sugar up. And so, the doctor gave me a diagnosis that I wasn't happy about as it relates to sugar. And so I've had to shift myself since the time that we've been on this journey. And so not only do I talk about, the audience about transformation, I'm going through that myself. So I'm very mindful. I love sweets. I love cookies. I just love sweets. And so I have to be mindful of that I don't that I have self-control and that I don't overindulge. And I just went out to dinner and I had to think about it. It's not in a condemning way, but I had 2 mango lemonades and I felt it. My body felt it. I had bread. And so because I'm doing the lower carb and the less sugar, I have to just constantly be thinking, okay, how can I exhibit exhibit self-control. And so that's one of the things that I'm doing. And financially, just really being mindful of not only just this moment, but what are some things that if I do spend that, what are some things that I can do? Can I work some extra hours, or can I pick up another job? All in all, it's like, what are you doing to not overwhelm yourself? How do you self-control now so that you're not in the next year or the next season, which is next season, January, February, March, that you're not worrying about that. And so we want to take ourselves out of this cycle of these behaviors that we have. And so just exhibit some self-control. So ask yourself, okay, in the area of, emotions, eating, and finances, what am I doing? Go to the gym, go exercise, just really walk, take something in to really help yourself manage and work through that thing so that you can have a little bit of self-control. Drink more water, and show love. I always say, I'd always go back to love. Increase your love, increase your love, increase your love as you're exhibiting self-control. Because when you increase your love, that helps you to be able to just navigate this stuff, this journey, the stuff that we deal with. And so if we say, Lord, give me more love, then I'm better able to handle and navigate everything that I'm challenged with this season. So this is the 5th day. Again, first day of Christmas, we talked about love. Second day, we talked about giving. Third day, we talked about joy. Fourth, we talked about peace. And now today, we're talking about self-control. And so I encourage you to stick with me. I will take you all the way through the 25th. And we are on the 8th. And we have 7 more days. So 7 more days for the fruit of the Spirit. So stick with me, and I will stick with you. And I look forward to seeing you on the next day of Christmas. Have a blessed day, evening, or night. God be with you. See you until